Welcome back to another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson. You see a lot of these trades and stuff. I was talking a couple of days ago, or that must have by then, I guess that probably was yesterday or day before yesterday, whenever I did them two shows. We've seen this whole thing with the running backs, and it's been trades all over the place. And it's two of them that I want to specifically, or should I say trades, about releasing of two running backs who at one time in 2017 as well as in basically 2018 were the two highest paid backs in the league. I'm going to start first off with Devonta Freeman, who was with the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the funny thing about with Devonta Freeman, at least the way I always looked at his particular career, which was kind of funny. I remember him playing at Florida State. He played there with famous Jameis, old crab legs, man, Winston and whatnot. And then I've seen and then of course he goes to the Falcons, and he has two. He comes out in his second and third year, specifically the third year. He had back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons and whatnot, and he actually led in 15. He actually led the league in running back, I think, with 578 yards. Pass catching yards and whatnot. I've already kind of done a piece on this when talking about Leveon Bell, and who at the time was like the best back in the league in my opinion. Arthur Blank doesn't really have a problem in opening up his bank book and throwing money. I mean, that's just kind of what he does. Devonta Freeman basically got paid for a 15 to 16 season, and they made him the highest paid running back in the league, which I thought was a far-fetched. I didn't see it. Devonta Freeman's a nice back, but he's not that. I haven't seen him get that 13, 14, 1,500 on a year-in-year out basis. And like I said, what has happened since that particular contract that he signed in 17? Well, he would end up missing 2 games there in 2017, rushed for 865 yards, and only caught like 317 yards receiving, which, like I said, that's icing on the cake when it comes to receiving yards, right? Because if you're drafted as a running back, I expect for you to do big things as a running back, and I expect the bulk of your yards to be as a running back and whatnot. After that, the next season, which was 2018, he would go on to miss, he missed 14 games, right? Then last year, missed 2 games, 656 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and I think he had like 410 yards receiving. This is the thing. And this is what I'm saying. This has happened to him, and he's cut. I knew this was going to happen to him. Shortly after he got that contract, this is what started to happen. Okay? And this is the thing. The thing of it is that now, again, because running backs were on the decline insofar as like their worth. Ezekiel Elliott come in 16, leads the first 2 years, leads the league in rushing as a rookie, right? And running back has started to be that thing again. Now, Devonta Freeman gets released, right? He gets released. They say it's a possibility he may be going to Tampa. We'll see. But I knew this because I'm like, but he was the highest paid running back at the time. And I'm like, how does he become the highest paid running back? But like I said, Blank throws money. 5-year, $41.25 million, $41.2 million contract. And I'm like, wow. Okay, now Gurley. Let's go to Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley, another running back who just got released and then got picked up by Atlanta, taking Devonta Freeman's place, which is kind of funny to me on how that whole thing is going. Gurley, and that's no taking nothing. Gurley's a hell of a back, can do it all. Watched him in Georgia and whatnot. He has those particular type of skills. No doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Made his bones, got there, had a nice rookie season, then fell off, and then Jeff Fisher came back, and then back-to-back years, 2017, 2018, first team All-Pro. Versatile back. He can do everything that you want him to do. Now, the irony of everything in 2018, when they won all those games and went to the Super Bowl, he ended up getting hurt. I want to say that I want to say the last 2 games of the season, he just didn't play. He was hurt. and he would end up winning, I believe, Offensive Player of the Year that year, if I'm not mistaken. I could be off on that one. But he did all of that, and then all of a sudden, he disappeared in the playoffs, which I was like, man, like what's going on with this here, right? So, but he ended up disappearing in the playoffs. And then they figured, okay, well, he's going to come back for 2019. He's going to show, he's good to go. That didn't happen. They released him and Clay Matthews after getting Clay Matthews from Green Bay, because they figured, okay, well, he's going to blow up, and it just didn't happen. I honestly said, and I actually said this, I'm like, the Rams after that Super Bowl loss, they were going to either swing it up or either they was going to dissolve, because I really just saw them just basically literally quit basically in the 2019 season. And I just didn't see anything going on. And I don't think Gurley is 100%. He keeps saying he is, but I don't think he is. And I knew the Rams were going to get, I said, watch, and they paid him all that money, and then he did everything that he was supposed to have done. But then last year, I said that's a telltale sign. I said, watch, if he doesn't represent this year, I would not be surprised if they got rid of him. And they got rid of him. It was literally Super Bowl or bust for the Rams and whatnot. And them guys, even though they were basically in that Super Bowl, they just did not play. They was not prepared. Their coach has not been the same since. Gurley's not been the same since. Golf has not been the same. I never trusted Golf anyway. So it is what it is over there. But I find it ironic. And the reason I'm doing this piece for is because to show you how, hey, you better get your money. It's all about what have you done for me lately, especially if you're a running back. What have you done for me lately? Don't be surprised, and you heard it here first, don't be surprised if Leveon Bell ends up getting cut. Now, he goes to them sorry Jets. Now, he had to do what he had to do. It's about some bread. He got his money or whatever and whatnot. I say the kids should have stayed in Pittsburgh, did what he had to do, and stay in Pittsburgh. But I guess it was the principle of it, and that's the way that he kind of looked at it, which, I get it. But going to the Jets, I just don't see it. Maybe something to happen this year, but don't be surprised if Le'Veon Bell does not get clipped in the next couple of so weeks. I wouldn't put it past them to get rid of him, because they was expecting him with the money that they ended up paying him. They expect to be the highest paid running back. They expected him to do X, Y, and Z. Jets have nothing. Jets got a few pieces here and there, but Jets don't have anything. You know what I'm saying? So for Bell to come in and they think he's just going to just take off, I just didn't see that. I just didn't see that happening. Matter of fact, I don't think Bell last year ran for 100 yards in any game. His best game was probably, I think, 85 yards in the game, 85 or 89 yards. That was it. And that's sad. And bringing all this up is to say now those guys was considered dual threat or whatever you want to call them and whatnot, but all those guys can run the ball. The best pure running back, in my opinion, is still Ezekiel Elliott. Power runner and everything like that. And he can catch the ball at the backfield if needed, but he's not needed to do that. Which brings us to Saquon Barkley. We'll see. Again, Saquon got hurt. I keep telling you about that Penn State curse. Now we'll see what's going to happen with him in 2020 if we have a season with the way everything is going. But we'll see what happens. Now, I still leave that for like I said, for that of Ezekiel Elliott. Now, having said that, now it's going to be interesting. What are the Panthers going to do with Christian McCaffrey? Because he's going into his fourth year. And he's probably is not going to, let's say, be that guy that, be that particular guy who is going to be jumping up and down for money. I need my money, because them guys come from, he comes from money. So that's not a thing about him. So it's a certain type of professionalism that he's going to carry with him. Says his old man played. He comes from money. So, and all that. So he's going to conduct himself a certain way. How much you want to bet that it won't be soon? It will be real soon to see that Christian McCaffrey will be the highest paid running back in the NFL. Coming up real soon, even though I don't see it lasting playing. But like I said, he got a lot of touches. Like I've explained this to people before. Yeah, he got all those touches. How many games did the team win in 18 and in 19 when he's touching the ball that many times? And it's, oh man, he's averaging in. He's doing what Roger Craig did. He did 1,000. He is home watching the playoffs like I was. The year before that, they went whatever record that they went. It was a losing record after they started off 6-1. Cam got hurt, wasn't the same sense. They don't realize now they're running Cam out of town. I'll get back to that later on in another thing now. But how much you want to bet that they're going to make C-Mac the highest paid running back? I see that coming up. Just how all this stuff is falling on all the top guys. And like I said, Devonta Freeman, as far as I'm concerned, nice back, but he wasn't what Gurley and he wasn't what Leveon Bell is, and he is not what Ezekiel Elliott is. He has some skills, but he doesn't have that, in my opinion. That's just my humble opinion, right? Now, C-Mac that done what C-Mac that did. Okay, 1,000. He did all that. Got it. Okay, now let's see what happens. Now they got a new coaching staff where they're not going to probably try to, because they're going to try to preserve him, where he's a safety valve. He's just throwing the ball to him because you don't have a receiver stretching the field or anything like that. Cam's never had a receiver over there. So you dunk the ball, you dip the ball off to him, and that's it. Nobody to really stretch the field that really know how to properly pay wide receiver, because he's never really had a true thing. His best wide receiver he's ever had was Steve Smith. And that lasted for a year or two. And that was it. So, again, so this to me, this whole thing of all the top three, I'll say top two, but top three paid running backs, all of them basically, right, has gotten traded. Two have gotten released and went to another team. Still going to see where Gurley's going to, not Gurley, where Freeman's going to go. And then I'm still pending on what's going to happen with Le'Veon Bell, because I don't see him being with the Jets. I could be wrong, but all this is going to open up for C-Mac to be the highest paid running back in the league. That's coming. Will he deserve it? You want to throw the numbers out there? Fine. But like I said, when the year that he did not touch the ball for that much and did not touch the ball after touching it was his rookie year, and they actually went 11-5. So, we'll see what happens there. And of course, now they've basically have opened it up and brought in Teddy Bridgewater and easing Cam out. So it's a shift in that paradigm over there in Carolina. So, just that's something to think about. Remember, you heard it here first. All right, I'll be back in a minute, y'all.